you guys can see, we have got ourselves some unexpected visitors today. But I am not mad at that. And the only reason why I am not mad at that is because I am going to be a changed man from now on. I am not just going to cast out all the noobs that come to me for my experienced help and such. No, I am going to change them by changing myself and my outlook on said noobs or hackers. So I will be getting some stuff together, and I am going to make sure that this noob does not have anything to do with getting my house blown up, by turning him into a pro. And yes, by him I mean this little Steve guy right here, who pretty much knows less than Jon Snow when it comes to Minecraft. Yes, that was a pop culture joke. Get with it, you all. So let's get a move on, you guys, and follow me to the other side of this landfill right here. So like I told you guys a second ago, I am going to be a changed man from this point forward. And you might want to ask why. Well, let me tell you guys why I am going to change my ways with the noobs and such. Because I have been asking myself what I could do to get rid of this noob problem, and of course the growing hacker problem. But who actually is better? No one really knows now, do they? I mean, you can of course guess, but that never got anyone far. So today I will be putting this to the test. So we have a noob and of course me, a natural pro. And I think that we can have a little fun with this because no one actually knows who is better. But I think that of course the sub will be the best. I mean, that would be anyone their first bet. But then again, I think that I still might come out on top just because I feel like I have got a lot of experience with all of this stuff here. And most of them out there do not share that same skill set. So I am definitely going to win this, of course. I mean, look at this right here. This is just art. All of these things right here, well, this is all just pure art right now. So I am pretty sure that I have already won this right now. But let's just continue before he finishes his little thing before I finish mine, and we cannot have that. I have decided to go out and make my house the same way. I am just going to be building a house that is not like anything else, just so that I can make sure that I do not end up getting my butt kicked by this little no-namer right here. I really have got no clue about who he is, but I mean, if he challenges me to a build off, then well, I am not going to be declining that. I am pretty sure that I can kick this guy his butt, no questions asked at all. Now I really like this build off challenges. Actually, this is like the best idea that I have ever come up with right now. But first things first, I am already proud of the fact that I was able to get the idea from myself, which I had applied to basically everything right now. So that was a pretty awesome thing, to be honest. But I was able to apply that same idea that I had used on the hacker problem, and I am going to be putting it to work with the building problem that I have got right now. But I am just hoping that once I am done with all of this right here, that I can just live here in peace again. But something is telling me that this will not work out the way that I wanted it to. It is just something that I feel coming up. I mean, that does not mean that this is a bad thing. I mean, I would rather have things go wrong while I am in the beginning stages of building this, because otherwise I would have to start all over again when I am almost done, because that would be a bummer, because I might want to start living here actually. Now this would not be a video about me, the actual Sub-Zero, if I was not fooling with people and messing with people like hackers. So I think that that actually is something that I might want to start doing with my new friends, the hacker and noob here. But I am just thinking of something that I can do on the spot right now so that I can actually get back to this dude. I mean, he is the one showing up here in my realm uninvited. I did not ask for that at all. Or maybe I did by inviting him here through that little thing that I used. But I am not going to be blaming any of this on me. But that is not something that I want to do right now. So I am just praying to the gods that this will actually work in one go, and that I can finally have a good comeback on this little dude and pretty much mark my territory right away. Okay, so since that did not turn out all too well, I think that I just want to go ahead and start finishing my little humble abode right here so that I can finally have a new place to rest my head when I am tired. That means sleeping, by the way. Not that I am going to be sleeping right now, of course. I mean, that would not be in my best interest right now, just because then I would have to sleep while he is building a sick fortress. Well, that is not happening. But talking about me sleeping is not going to be getting us this artwork finished, because there is a lot of building that will need to happen right now, otherwise we are still left with nothing. And for the record, I do actually think that we need to make some measures right now, because without all of that we are just living in a chaotic world, and no one wants that. And of course I really want to win right now, just so I can show everyone that I can beat a noob. I mean, look at my house, and and then in a minute the noob will start showing their true colors, which will probably be stained brown because of the dirt on his hands, because he is a noob and he can only build with dirt. I mean, that is a pretty random stereotype, but it still is one for the books, I think. But I mean, how do you all think that I have done so far? I mean, I have built a pretty mean looking house. Not literally, of course, I mean the house does not have an actual face that is looking mean, but I am guessing that you are all getting the point by now, and I should probably just be stopping with all of my nonsense because I usually tend to start rambling. But the noob is starting right now, and I think that this deserves some respect, because you know, noobs are people as well. They are bad, but they will learn, unlike the non-believers. I care about you and I want you guys to be able to enjoy Minecraft to its fullest potential. And I want you guys to be reaching your full potential, of course in Minecraft, but also outside of Minecraft, because I just want my viewers and fans to succeed in whatever they are doing. And by they I of course mean you. But let's get back to business before we wander off too much. So while I am building this little big thing house form right here, I will tell you what will happen. I am just not sure about the timing of said war. It might be coming soon, but it might not. Right now I cannot give a clear answer on that. But what is necessary for me and my morale right now is that we get this thing done. I mean, just look at how good we are doing with this house right now. So just take a look. And by the way, I hope that you are paying close attention, because I am not going to show you this again. But once we are done with this house, I will have a new and cool little friend for myself to help me fend all the bad guys of with and in. And of course you guys too. I mean, it is the harsh truth at this point, but it is just something that I will have to cope with until everything right here has all been sorted out. And I can tell you that when the day comes, I am going to be celebrating so hard that it actually is pretty insane to myself. I mean, I am going to be excited like crazy once I am all done with this thing, because I just think that after all this time that I just deserve a little break from everything right now. I mean, we have been through a lot the last couple of months, but doing stuff like this will help, even though I can already guess that this noob is going to be messing up a lot during his trial as my new apprentice. That will not really bother me that much, because I feel like there is a lot that people can learn, and I should not discard the people that are willing to learn, because you know, if you are someone who wants to learn, then I think that you should be able to learn whatever you want without any judgment. So that is something that I will be providing for these noobs and other people and stuff as well. So new year, new me. So I am just going to be hoping that this noob approach to my house actually works. Otherwise, like I just said, I am going to be real cool man. Okay, maybe not a cool man, because it is not like the houses are that cool, but I am just going to be making sure that once I get this done that I am going to go right back to bed for like a week, because right now I actually am kind of a dead man when it comes to this. I mean, there is no such thing as getting too much sleep for me right now, because right now it just feels like I am not even doing anything anymore. All day long I am just roaming around my house and stuff without a thought, and I am just so tired that I have got no idea what to go do. But then when I think that I might be able to go to bed, and the second that my head hits my pillowcase, there is another person at my door, and I have got to get up again to be able to defend the fort. I mean, there is not worse feeling than this, but all of that will soon come to an end, because I actually feel confident about this right now. But you already know that by now, because my words will not feed my mouth right now, or ever actually. But then again, why not, right? I mean, my words are actually filling my mouth. But that just sounds weird, so I am just going to cut that off right there and start talking about something else like nothing ever happened right here. My god, I can be so awkward at times for some reason. So next thing that is up on my little short list of things that you should be applying to your house when you really want this to have a good feel to it. And it might sound a little weird, I might get that, but just hear me out, alright? So first thing first will be trees. A lot of good houses are filled with cool stuff because it just looks really cool, and I really like that as well. Plus it is going to give you some shine that will shine right into your house, which of course is cool as well. I mean, who would not want that, right? But second of all is the color. Brown is always going to be your go-to color when it comes to building a pro house, and we are all about that life because we just want to go flex on everyone, and you know that. I am just thinking out loud right now, so just bear with me so that we can actually get done with some stuff right here, because otherwise we are still going to be building on this thing for the better part of a year or something like that. But to be honest, that is just an educated guess on my end of the spectrum. But let's continue with what I was saying a minute ago, and I was talking about building a noob cool house, because this is something that I think is really awesome, because the modern house is by far my favorite one out of all of the styles that you have got around here today, which is not that good now that I start thinking about it. It is actually smart that I think about this kind of stuff right now before I start doing them in the first place, but still that would be pretty cool. At least that is what I think. I mean, no one is going to expect a thing right now, and that is exactly what I want with this right here. So no one will ever be able to go and start hacking some of my ideas again, which is good, so that I do not have go out and make more stuff over and over and over until we are done. To be honest, seeing him build this new home right now also makes me feel at home for some reason, and because I always used to make these things a couple of years back when I was just playing on my own instead of with you guys, but you know, that might actually just be me rambling, to be honest. Who knows actually? I just know that it feels good to be making this thing right now. But of course I am going to keep feeling this feeling of being home and this feeling of nostalgia. So I thought that today I am going to be pursuing that feeling of nostalgia. And I mean, I really love the feeling of nostalgia just because it makes me feel at home, and it gives me a little throwback to my childhood and stuff. So I am just going to go ahead and do whatever it takes to get that nostalgic feeling back into my veins. And that is really something that I long for right now. Even though all of this has nothing to do with the modern house tutorial, I just feel like sometimes it is just good to talk about things like this, because you could just build this house right here, and it would not feel like home. That would be a bad thing. Mean I am always right, so that is not really something that I am all too worried about, if I have got to be honest right now. I mean, look at me, you guys, you all know this, but of course until we have arrived at the next stage of the building process, this is the perfect timing to go ahead and laugh our butts off together. And why, well, let me do this real quick for you guys. Alright, can someone crack a joke real quick? And please do not let this go about me this time, because usually when I ask you for this joke thing, you somehow just turn it into a roast of the noobs. I mean, I am not sure why, but I am guessing that the love for me is not as great as my love for you. At least that is what I'm thinking right now. Okay, but let me say this. We should be nearing the end of this trap room building thing right here. I can just feel it. I mean, the suspense is actually getting pretty real, right? And yes, this is going as planned. Well, what do you think about that, guys? A noob who actually makes a breakthrough in one of his videos, and it is a house. I mean, that is just unheard of, right? Now let's continue on with this streak. There is just something cool about these little challenges, just because there have been like a lot of stale game modes lately, and I feel like this is something that does not get as stagnant as the others, because this is basically just something else. Like every time that we are playing it, there are just so many surprises in this game mode that there always is something new to do, and I really think that this is just very cool. And I just completely ruined my floor there, so please just ignore that. I will just patch that up with some TNT and then we will be all settled, I hope, at least. Otherwise I am just a mess and I cannot accomplish anything in this game. Now let's just hope that we can get to the next part in a little bit of a quick manner, because I am about to pop an egg right here because of this waiting. Oh my god, I need more me time, and I do love me time, you guys. But that was enough me time, because we have a lot more things to go through, and I do not want to get all repetitive to you guys when it comes to my content, because my content is always very original when things get tough, because you know what they say, right? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. This is said by some guy in the base of operations in The Division. A great game, by the way, if you ask me, but that does not matter. What matters is that we kind of managed to do this. Even though it does not really look that promising right now, at least we can get to the waterfall and we will see what happens next right here. Oh god, this will be going wrong so bad right now. This is insane. Oh, the noob is gaining speed. He is going to overtake me. Well, I guess that I am not as good as that I thought that I was. That is some sad truth right here, people. This is really sad, but I guess this is a sacrifice that I have to make sure that this noob can finally become the pro that he has always wanted to be. So with my help, I hope that we could have done just that. But with that said, I think that it is time to evaluate the day. So I of course won, which is no surprise to me, nor to you. Or at least that is what I hope. This is such a lovely story, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one.